Hi friends, good morning and welcome to this new class, and I hope you are all doing well in your studies, concentrating and reading repeatedly. That is very important. So watch the videos, then read the books several times, then the ideas will remain in your mind. And today we shall talk about an important point. We are already dealing with the topic land, and we'll today see about land degradation and conservation measures. We said that the land is so precious, and the other class we saw how the division of land is taking place for different purposes, for cultivation, for forest, wasteland, construction, fallow land. So the percentage of land for each section we saw. And now we see the land is getting degraded. The grade means the quality of the land is going down because of human activities. We shall see about which are the activities of human beings that are very severely affecting the land. Then what are the measures that we can have, or we can put into use in order to prevent this degradation. That is what we are going to see today. You can take your textbook, page number 6. We have shared our land with the past generations and will have to do so with the future generations as well. That means the land is not anybody's personal, or we cannot say this land is meant only for me. We were living together with the past generation, with our grandfathers and grandmothers, and we were living together. Now, afterwards we will become the grandfathers and grandmothers, and our grandchildren will be there, and we have to live with them as well. So, the grandfathers shared or forwarded the property to their sons, and they forwarded to their children, and so it will be handed over again and again to generations after generations. So, nobody can say, after me, what happens to the land? I don't care. I don't care whether it is destroyed or not. I don't care it is producing good crops or not. So we should not have such kind of thoughts. We must be aware that this land is not just meant for our generation, but it is meant for future generations as well. So when we are aware about that, we will be very careful in dealing with the land use, and we will try our level best to protect and preserve the quality of the soil. Then we know 95% of our basic needs for food, shelter, clothing, and are obtained from the land. So the land is so precious because we are depending on the land for 95% of our needs. Only just 5% we are able to do without the land. The 95% of the human needs are met from the land. What are the major lands, major needs that we have? Like food. If you want to cultivate food, we have to depend on the land. We have to sow the seed in the land. Then we have to make shelter. We have to make house. We can make house only in the land. Then if you want clothing, then we have to grow cotton, or you have to grow the silkworms, whatever it is, they are growing on the land. So 95% of our major needs are met from the land. And human activities have not only brought about degradation, but also have aggravated the pace of natural forces to cause damage to land. So we are doing lot of activities on the land because we are obtaining 95% of our needs from the land. And so we need to do a lot of work. We dig the land, we construct things, we make roads, we do mining. Lot of things are done here, and those activities are essential, And also because of human activities, the natural troubles also, natural things are also occurring like landslides, earthquakes and so on. So some of the things, the natural phenomena are occurring because of human activities. If you go on cutting the land, what happens? There will be landslide. We say landslide is a natural thing, or it is taking place in the nature, but behind that natural force, a human activity is there. We were cutting the land, that's why the landslide is taking place. If we are not cut and destroy the land, then it would have remained there, landslide would not have been there. So a lot of natural disasters are taking place because as an effect of human activities. At present, about 1.30 million hectares of degraded land in India are there. So it's a very huge amount, 1.30 million hectares. So much of wasteland is there in our country. We know the land is so much limited, but this much of land we have wasted. They have become waste. So that is a really a serious situation that we are doing injustice to so many people who are poor, who don't have land and so on. And approximately around 28% of it belongs to the category of forest degraded area. So in this 1.3 million hectares, 28% belongs to forest area, forest degraded area. The forest land also is getting degraded because of human activities. Then 56% of it is water eroded area. Another 56% by water. The area is filled with water and therefore the land gets spoiled. So too much water remaining on the land, also the land gets spoiled, eroded. Then, and because of this water entering into the land become saline and alkaline deposited. So the water, especially the sea water or the lake water, the ocean water, that is containing a lot of chemicals like alkaline, saline and so on. So they enter into this water and this water enter into the land and those areas gets waste, gets spoiled. That land is not good, cannot do anything because it is too much of chemicals are there, too much of salt is there. Then some human activities such as deforestation, overgrazing, mining and quarrying, they also have contributed to the land degradation. So apart from this forest land degrading or because of water logged areas degrading, because of human activities like deforestation, people go on occupy more land. So they think the forest land is the best land. So they go and cut down the tree and occupy the land. They start cultivation there. So we are destroying the trees. We are destroying the forest. That is one thing. And the human activity that is causing the land degradation. And second human activity is overgrazing of the animals. People who are growing animals, they send the animals again and again to the same place and they pull out all the grass. On first day or second day they will eat only the leaves of the grass. Again and again we send them, what happens? They even pull out the root of the grass. Afterwards the soil will be completely loose and with the first rain all the soil will be washed away. So that is, we are destroying the soil by allowing the animals to graze in the same place again and again. Another thing is mining. We know a lot of mines are there in India. Mining activities are taking place. maybe for taking out minerals and maybe coal minerals or maybe iron minerals. So whatever minerals are there under the earth, we have to dig so deep and we make the earth loose, we make the soil loose. Another thing is quarry. In order to take out the rock from under the earth, we dig deep and blast the rock and take it out. So all these activities are affecting the land. The soil becomes loose and it starts and getting degraded. Maybe because of human activities, maybe because of the natural forces, and most of the natural forces are taking place because of human activities. Then mines are abandoned after excavation work is complete, leaving deep scars and traces overburdening. So what the people do? They go and dig the earth for taking out minerals. They dig mines. Then after taking out the minerals, they don't bother to put back the mud and cover it. They just go. They think covering means you have to spend more money again to do a lot of laborers, we have to call them and so on. So they just go away. So that way we are leaving a scar on the face of the earth. The earth that was smooth, we dug and made big pit there. After taking out all the coal or other minerals, we don't even bother to put back the soil and fill up the pit. Without that, we are simply going. And places like Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh and Odisha, deforestation due to mining have caused severe land degradation. So these four states like Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand and Odisha, they have a lot of coal mines are there, and unfortunately all these coal mines are found in the forest. So in order to dig the mines, they have to first cut down the trees and destroy the forest. Then only they can go for digging the ground. So these four states, because of their mining activities, they have to cut down lot of trees, lot of forests are destroyed. That is again affecting the land degradation. Then in states like Punjab, Haryana and western Uttar Pradesh, over irrigation is responsible for land degradation due to water logging, leading to increase in salinity and alkalinity. So this salinity and alkalinity in the soil because of too much of irrigation. So Haryana, Western Uttar Pradesh and Punjab, they are falling in this northern part, northern plain, which is very fertile for cultivation. Therefore, the people, they cultivate several times, and since they are using high yielding variety of seed, they need to irrigate a lot of water is required for these seeds, and so they do over irrigation in order to get better crop, and that is spoiling the quality of the soil. As we said earlier, the water contains a lot of alkaline and also a lot of saline. So these chemicals spoil the land. Then the mineral processing like grinding of limestone for cement industry and calcite and soapstone for ceramic industry generate huge quantity of dust in the atmosphere. Another thing is that because of industry, for example, for cement industry, in order to make cement, they have to powder the limestone. Or for making other industries like ceramic industry. Ceramic industry means making tiles and so on. So they need to do a lot of powdering then. The stones, the limestones, the mica stones, they will be powdering it, and a lot of dust will be there. So all that area in the atmosphere is filled with dust where these factories are existing. So that is also another human activity that is affecting the quality of the environment. And it retards the process of infiltration of water into the soil after it settles down on the land. So all the dust that is in the air, what happens? Afterwards it will come and settle on top of the earth and cover completely the earth. And when the rain comes, this water cannot go down under the earth because this limestone and other stone powders are just covering, making a protection over the earth, and the water cannot go down to the earth. So the land remains very dry. The water is not able to go down. So that is another serious problem because of human beings, because of industry activities. The rainwater is prevented from going down into the earth. In recent years, industrial effluents as waste have become a major source of land and water pollution in many parts of the country. So in recent years, we have increased the number of factories, industries, and so lot of waste is there. After producing things in the factory, lot of waste is there, waste water is there. So what they do is they just send out from the factory. If nearby a river is there, everything will go to the river. So because of this waste and the wastewater sending into the land, sending into the water and the soil gets spoiled. Again, another example of how human beings are responsible for destroying the quality of the soil. Then there are many ways to solve the problems of land degradation. So these are some of the problems that we face in our daily activities that are causing damage, degradation to the soil. Now let us see how can we solve these problems. These problems are there, how can we solve them? So afforestation and proper management of grazing can help to some extent. So we said deforestation is taking place because some people want to get more land for cultivation. Some people are cutting down the trees because they want to do mining there. So if you do this deforestation, we have to make sure that we also do afforestation, that is planting of more trees or new trees. So when we cut one tree, we have to make sure we are planting in another place 2 trees. So it will be equalized. Otherwise such a big tree is lost and we plant one small tree there, it will take how many years to become big. So we need to plant more trees. That is one way of overcoming the problem of degradation. Then planting of shelter belts of plants. Another thing is we can plant trees as a shelter. So where the land is there, especially in the area where there is a very strong wind, the loose soil can simply fly away when the wind is very strong. So we plant more trees in line, especially in the boundary, so that the wind may not hit very hard. The wind will be slowed down because of these trees. So the tree can help us not only for purifying the air but also to prevent the wind and prevent the soil erosion. Then we can also stop the animals from overgrazing. So should not send the animals again and again to the same place. You must send them to different place. Otherwise they will destroy that land. Every grass, every root of the grass they will pull out and the people will suffer. Then stabilization of sand dunes by growing thorny bushes are some of the methods. Another thing is, if you go to the desert region, we will find there are a lot of thorny bushes are there. The desert region, other trees you will not find but thorny bushes, because they can save water content by having thorny bushes. So wherever these sand dunes are there, sand dune means small hills. So the wind will carry the sand and deposit in one place. So same place, if the wind is blowing in the same direction, the wind will be destroyed there again and again and again, and it will become like a hill. And when another wind comes, this will be carried from here to another place. So it is going on shifted from place to place. So in order to avoid that, we can plant these thorny plants in these sand dunes where this water is not there or it is very dry. This kind of thorny plants can grow there, and that they will prevent the wind from carrying away the soil. Then proper management of wastelands, control of mining activities, proper discharge and disposal of industrial effluents and waste after treatment can reduce land and water degradation. Then with regard to industry, what we can do is, what we need to do? We can do proper management of wasteland. We said 28% of the land is forest wasteland, then 56% of the land is water wasteland. So if we can remove this waste and make this land convertible into good land, maybe for cultivation or maybe for construction, and then that way we can improve the quality of the soil. Then another thing that we can do is we can do a lot of cleaning of the waste coming from industry. The waste coming from the industry can be cleaned instead of simply pushing them into the river and spoiling the river water and the surrounding areas. What we can do is we can clean them, then dispose it off. So without cleaning, we should not send them into a river or the neighboring places, otherwise it will spoil both land and the water. Then another thing that we can do is we can have the proper discharge. That means from the industry, when it comes, we need to discharge properly, not simply putting one pipe and sending the waste there, but should be properly discharged. If it can be recycled, then recycle it and use that water again for some other purpose and so on. So if we can do these few methods, then we can reduce to a great extent the degradation of the soil. So we shall wind up for today. In the next class we will study again about soil as a resource. So thank you for listening. Have a nice day. Bye.